threw 5 innings last year. You're throwing a whole lot more innings this year. What's this year been like for you?
It's been exciting to get back out on the mound and get a lot more innings in and get more experience out there. So, obviously, I wanted to pitch a lot more last year, but didn't really get the opportunity. So this year's been really a dream come true.
Even though you only threw a few innings last year, how did last year help you get to this point?
As opposed to not playing at all, I would say it helped just knowing what it's like being out there in a college game. So,
did you come into this year thinking you'd play this big a role?
Not really, no. I just barely squeaked on the roster, actually. So,
well, one thing the coaches, Wes said this, that most guys here have the talent to play in the SEC. But everybody says, am I good enough? That's just a natural thing young guys ask themselves.
Right.
What was the point where you said, hey, I can pitch in the SEC? Was there a tipping point this season?
Probably Mizzou. Probably when I pitched at Mizzou, and I just went out there and wasn't nervous or anything, and then it just kind of started working out for me from there, yeah.
And Dave said, you're good enough to start, but they kind of like the wild card role. You can play in the bullpen because, they made you in game 1 or game 2. How do you feel about the role you're playing?
I love it. Just ready at all times, ready to go, whenever.
And you're throwing some sidearm stuff now. When did you start doing that, and how much do you think that's helped you?
Around Christmas, right afterwards, I started, playing with that a little bit, and Coach saw it and he said, "Hey, that looks good. Maybe you should start throwing from down there." So, started developing some pitches from down there, and I feel like it's really helped a lot. Kind of keeps people off balance. Yeah.
The coaches say you're pretty deceptive, too. It's hard to pick up your pitches, and, maybe a fastball looks like a slider coming out of your arm slot. What's the key to doing that, kind of having consistent delivery and release point and all that?
Okay, so I've got a couple different release points. So I try to hide pitches behind other pitches, and I step really far across my body. So for a right-hander, it's really hard to see the ball because it's coming from behind him. And so then if I'm throwing over the top, I can disguise a couple pitches there, or from the side I can do the same thing.
Did you ever bat against someone like that growing up that you thought, hey, this is going to be kind of tough?
I never was a good batter, so everybody was kind of tough. So
Bonfield said you got a short memory, and that it's almost like you don't really care what happens, or you put it behind you.
Right.
Does that describe your attitude?
I would say so. Just can't really worry about what happened last pitch or the bat before or whatever. You just got to put it behind you and move on to the next guy.
Wes said, and I think back in media day in February, whenever that was, your nickname was the Hammer because of your slider. Do you like the Hammer? Is that a good nickname?
Love it. I chose my walk up around it, Sledgehammer, by Peter Gabriel. Yeah, so that was kind of the whole reasoning behind that.
I know you're too young. Have you ever seen old clips of MC Hammer and Hammer Time?
I've seen it. I've not. I'm too young to be a real big fan of that. But
You ever think about using Hammer Time?
Or? There was consideration, but I think that's probably a little much.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you do the last couple of days when they apparently locked the place up?
I came up here a couple times. They didn't lock it up too good, but I did take Saturday off. Didn't come up to the field Saturday.
You didn't climb the fence or anything, did you?
No, just fobbed in, got in, yeah.